guys, and welcome back to the ExamRevision YouTube channel. My name is Greta Thornton, and today I'm going to be talking through how to get H1 in Leaving Cert English, or how to, succeed in Leaving Cert English. I know a lot about Leaving Cert English as it was my favourite and best subject. I did my Leaving Cert last year, and throughout the year I got H1s to H2s. In my exam I got a H2. And yeah, what I picked up on the way. Yeah, I'm not going to waste any more time and let's just get right to it. So the first tip, and the thing is with English, is you need to be consistent with it, as it is quite, a dense subject, but yeah, you really need to be consistent with it or else you will fall behind. And obviously there's so much in the course which I know can scare students away. So yeah, by consistency I mean like keep doing essays, keep reading the text that you do, so say like keep reading your novel or keep watching the film that you're doing, keep going over your poets and your poems and like pick out which poets you like and you can like feel like you can write about enough, because you're going to study so many poets. You need to pick out which one's most likely to come up, and two, which is like you find yourself you can talk about freely and that you actually like their poem. Find something that you can kind of connect with. I found that really helped as well. Yeah, just reading the text over and over again like really familiarizes it and you just kind of understand it a lot better. And also with like essay structure, definitely like familiarize yourself with like a start, middle, end, because if you can't find that in your essay then something's wrong, and it should have that structure. The more you do essays, the more like it's easier to like figure out the structure of like a start, middle and end. The next tip is something like I really picked up during 6th year, is how important it is to plan an essay. This is something I really picked up on in 6th year, and it's just how important it is to plan before your essay. Basically what I did was like a brainstorm of all the points I wanted to include. So it could be like quotes in that, certain scenes you want to talk about that relate to the question, and I take them off as I go, as I'm doing my essay, so I know I wouldn't forget anything, which really helped me remember what I actually wanted to talk about in the first place, because there's so much going on in the exam or just when you're doing an essay. It's really easy to forget some points, so I found this really helped to like keep myself on track and like what I actually wanted to talk about in the first place. I used to call this like a brainstorm dump, so I literally just dumped everything in my mind about the question and how it relates to your text. And also, when you're planning your essays, a strong introduction will always help you. Like it is, I can't even stress enough, like a strong intro, like discussing what text you're going to talk about and talking about the question. It just helps so much. It kind of like gives you a strong start into your essay. Like mention the authors and kind of what, like a sentence of what it's about. So the next thing, like your teachers have obviously told you this, but like you need to hand things up in time for English, or else like it's just so easy to pile up. If there's a deadline, like make sure you're at that deadline or even earlier. I just found myself, even with English, like there's just so much to do. Also, don't be shy to do extra work if you have the time, and you just hand it up to your teacher and I'm sure they'll be more than happy to correct it. If you have an extra evening or something, you could just do like a mini essay and get some feedback on it. I used to do that and it really, really helped. The next thing that literally saved me so much is to learn the quotes as you go for like all your different texts. If you learn quotes in class, go home and learn them that day, because like, it's just really important to include quotes and like drag from the text you're talking about, basically referencing what you're talking about. I picked out the ones that I liked and I thought I'd remember, and obviously goes for the different themes, so say like sadness or like isolation or happiness. Like you can kind of pick your own from the text that you think like work well for the themes of the question. Especially in poetry, there's a lot of quotes to learn, as you're not going to be given the poem in the exam. So yeah, you just really need to knuckle down and like learn the quotes as you go. This next tip is something like I wish teachers kind of told more, but you're not going to memorize everything in English. Like there's just no way. It's better to have a grasp on everything and know like something of everything, rather than knowing something like off by heart, as that's what the mocks and like exams are for, is to like test like what you know from like kind of each section. Have like a slight grasp on everything. Like obviously some topics you're going to know better than others. This goes as well for like the question A and question B. For those, drag from the text as well, so it's like you're referencing what you're talking about, and like it shows that you know what the text is about. So literally when you're reading the story, literally you can take quotes from that. it's kind of hard to know what will come up, honestly. Like, you're not really gonna know, as it all goes back to the theme of the paper. I think that works for it as well, like just to have a grasp on those things. So the next tip that I highly recommend to students and teachers is to use ExamRevision for Leaving Cert and Junior Cert. So ExamRevision is a grinds website. They have H1 notes, videos, PowerPoints, presentations and quizzes, and so much more resources that you can all check out. You can access these resources 24/7 with literally the click of a button. You can stop, pause, rewind the videos, and just watch them anytime and any place, which I think is really convenient. I think this is ideal coming up to your mocks as well as the rest of the year, as you know, it'll set yourself up for success and give you that bit extra resource outside the class that you can literally just access at the comfort of your own home. It has your whole course in bite-sized chunks. It has a wide variety of Leaving Cert and Junior Cert subjects, which I think is really good, you know, to pick out the subjects that you want more resources in. Yeah, this makes it a lot more easier for students to revise with, as it's all condensed in different sections. The Leaving Cert English page on ExamRevision I found was fantastic and just had so many different things of the comparative and, you know, paper 1 and both paper 2. And yeah, honestly, if I was still Leaving Cert, I definitely would have used this. So yeah, they have a free plan, a standard plan which is €20 a month, and a premium plan which is €30 a month. You can use my discount code at checkout, which is Greta20 for 20% off a standard and premium plan. And what they also have is February revision courses. These are 1-day intensive courses which specialise into whatever subject you choose. These take place during the week of February midterm, so the 11th to the 17th of February. These revision courses provide H1 study notes to accompany each revision course, and you know, they give you exam techniques and tuition of the selected subject you choose. What I really like about these, you can also click more details and you can see, you know, the time it's on, all the details, what topics it's actually going to cover. So the next piece of advice is, you've probably heard this so much by now, but exam papers, especially for English, is crucial for your grade. But yeah, exam papers especially for English, like I think that's the subject I use exam papers the most for. But you know, to learn the terminology of the question and all the past questions you can go over. So say, you know, doing Shakespeare, you can go over the play you're doing in all the different years and see the terminology of the different like questions that come up. Circle, like I call this like the buzzwords in the question. So say it talks about despair or like loneliness, you know, how you would link that into the question, sort of thing. And yeah, get used to the marking scheme and just like, yeah, how much to write for each section. You know, you don't want to be overwriting for low marks. So the next thing, if you really want to like aim high for English, is to do your own work outside of class. I had a look at different websites like, you know, study clicks, discussions and notes. And I also looked at 65points.com. It's so good to read the past essays that people did for their Leaving Cert and kind of see like if you could write something like this, or if that kind of topic sort of came up. All I'd read is my own essays, but seeing someone else's essay was really good just to, you know, learn from it. I also listened to like English podcasts. I think there's like one on Spotify, and obviously watch videos like these because I watch videos like these during my Leaving Cert. So the last tip is to keep all your English notes just organised. Honestly, it'll help you out so much in the long run. Comparative and like paper 2 sort of stuff I kept in one folder, and then other stuff such as like personal essays, speeches, persuasive essays, and like question A and question B, I kept that in another place. Like as you can see here, that's only one of them and like a copy, but yeah, they're all my old flashcards. Honestly, just keep it all in one place, keep it organised, because you don't want to be losing stuff, especially when it's coming down near to the exam. Being organised will just lead you to success. So those are my tips for Leaving Cert English. Honestly, English was my favourite subjects and I grew to really like it during 5th and 6th year especially. And yeah, I just want to give advice that I learned over my time, and I had a great teacher as well, so it made me like English a lot as well. So yeah, don't forget to check out ExamRevision, their resources, and also their February revision courses. I hope these tips helped, and best luck in your English mock and obviously the exams in June. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.